Hi Cancer, welcome to your daily tarot reading. Thank you for joining me in this reading. I am going to be using the Light Seers deck and the Lover's Oracle deck for the reading. So remember to take what resonates and to leave behind whatever you feel does not from today's reading. So let's find out what messages come through with today's cards. So the first card we have is the Four of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign with this card. So a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And next we have the Two of Cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign, so a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. And finally, we have the Knight of Swords. So you could be dealing with a air sign, so a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius with that card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, you could be dealing with an air sign, yes. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords, I am getting that this person is somebody who's very patient in nature. I'm also getting that this may be somebody who's very kind and is someone who's very compassionate, and they seem to be someone who doesn't want to, they don't want to ruffle any feathers. They could be very nice to a point where they could even be a bit too nice. So with that Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck, this is showing that this is somebody who may sometimes struggle with being able to maintain their balance when it comes to relationships. Perhaps they overgive, and they may, they may be the kind of person who is over catering when they get into relationships. And with that Two of Swords, this is all about being able to achieve that balance, but this is something that perhaps this person may still be learning. So even with the Four of Pentacles, I'm getting that this person is a very kind person. They're very generous. I'm getting that energy of what's mine is yours. We can say it's ours. This is somebody who always wants to make sure that you are taken care of. They always want to support you. But with that Two of Swords, it may sometimes be that they are overextending, and sometimes they may have a bit of a struggle when it comes to being able to also maintain that balance in relation to themselves in a connection. But I am getting that this person may even be somebody who is somewhat of a soulmate kind of a connection. There is this recognizing of each other on a soul level, and also really matching each other in a very ideal way that is on a very deep and higher level. So the Two of Cups is showing me that perhaps you and this other person may have the kind of connection where you are able to even recognize each other from initial meeting. It's like an instantaneous kind of an attraction and being drawn to each other. There's a sense of familiarity, and even if you two are different in perhaps the way that you look, or perhaps you may come from different cultures, or even in any other kind of differences that are seen by any attributes when it comes to the physical, or even just in terms of circumstance, you and this other person may mirror each other. You may be the kind of people that are kindred spirits. You have something that that person has, and it's like you are each other's missing puzzle pieces. It's like you fit very well and you blend in very easily, and that can be even witnessed early on in a connection, and that is why it feels so instant. It feels like coming home, I'm getting. And you could even be each other's, it could feel like having found your ideal fit in a person with this person. But I'm just getting that this person is somebody who is very compassionate and very down to earth. This is somebody who is very who's very empathetic as well for the people around them, which sometimes can be to their own detriment. I'm getting that they may be the kind of person who perhaps always wants to make sure that everybody else is okay, and it may sometimes be at the detriment of themselves, because it seems to be that they may need to also work on the balance that comes with a relationship. But that is the balance and the relation in terms of the relationship to themselves, and remembering to also check on themselves, and remembering to also put themselves first, so that they can show up as an equal counterpart or half of a relationship, a whole half of a relationship. So I'm getting that this person is a very giving person in nature, and they also seem to be very nurturing. So with that Knight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this is showing that this person is somebody who is not afraid, is not hesitant or reluctant to be able to see other people go before them in order to see them succeed. This is somebody who has a very is very kind-hearted, I am getting, in nature. However, with that Two of Swords, I am getting that this is a lesson that this person is learning, is to be able to also extend that generosity and that compassion and that empathy to themselves as well, when it comes to not only connections in this connection, but just even outside of this connection all round. However, with this person, I am seeing that this is somebody that you can enjoy in a very loving and even healing kind of a connection. This person is someone who understands you and is able to even, it feels like, even read your mind. And that is why they are able to be so catering to you. It is because they seem to have this mutual understanding with you that is perhaps unlike any other. It is one that is unexpected. It is something that is perhaps it's not usual. It is one that is very unique, and that is how you know this person may just be your soulmate. I'm getting with that Two of Cups. There's this understanding that you two may share, and it may be a very unique kind of a mutual understanding, because it is almost like it's almost like it comes out of nowhere. So it's almost like this person has known you forever, although even if it is just your first initial meeting, or it may be that you have known each other for a very short period of time, it still feels like it has been forever that you have known each other, and you just understand each other so well is what I'm getting. This person is someone who perhaps reads you like a book. They understand you, and they seem to be somebody who has a lot of empathy, but they also feel a lot for you, which is why they can be so catering, and they can show up in a very effective way that is very satisfying, and even perhaps even healing on an emotional level, and it's very supportive, especially on an emotional level, is what I'm getting. So I'm going to pull out a card from the Art Lovers Oracle deck. One for you in this connection, and one for this other person, and one for this overall connection. So I'm going to start with the card for you, Cancer, in this connection. So what is this connection teaching you? And what messages do you need to know about it? So this is the card that came out. It says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in another are qualities you both possess. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, so I'm really getting that this person may be somebody who really mirrors you. That is why this message of them being somebody who is perhaps similar to your own reflection is resonating so strongly with that Two of Cups in this reading. I'm getting that perhaps this may be somebody who you connect with, and you are able to recognize yourself in them, and they are also able to recognize themselves in you, which is why this is a kind of a connection that is like you are mirroring each other, yourselves to one another in this connection. And so that projecting element is very possible with this kind of a dynamic. Okay, so I'm going to pull out a card for this other person in this reading. Okay, so this is the card that came out for the other person, and it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Okay, so I'm definitely getting that this person is a person that perhaps may still need to be learning that lesson about balance when it comes to self in showing up in a connection. So this could be a person who even shows up as perhaps even a little bit of a people pleaser. They want to please you, they want to make you happy, and sometimes that may end up making them come across as though they aren't taking themselves into consideration, and it's very possible that they're not. So this message is all about being able to remain true to yourself in order to show up better to others. So this could be a lesson that this person is learning, is what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm going to pull out a card for this connection. Okay, so this is the card that came out for the connection, and it says romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing this being a very good combination, a good coupling, especially because we do have two cards that are showing twos. So we have the Two of Swords, we have the Two of Cups, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. So I'm just getting that that is very complementary energy when it comes to bringing in two counterparts in order to build something. So four shows some kind of a structure that is built, and it's usually a very strong, well-balanced structure that is built. And with that being in between a two on either side, so I am getting that this is a connection that is meant to be. It is a very complementary one, and you are able to provide each other with everything that you need in order to build what both of you envision for an ideal connection. So with the Knight of Swords showing up in the reverse in this reading, I'm really seeing that perhaps there may be something that is just a little bit of a delay in this connection, or that may be creating a little bit of a slowing down in this connection, and really seeing that it is all about perhaps just perhaps this other person being able to recognize just how important it is to also be able to show up to yourself when it comes to being able to show up as a well-balanced counterpart in a connection where you are trying to build something that is very strong, and which is something that you and this other person have, is what I'm getting, and you have potential to build. So with you being somebody who really is someone who is almost like a reflection for this person, I'm seeing that that also is something that is healing to them. That is also something that can be very instrumental in them recognizing and realizing this part of themselves, and also being able to perhaps develop themselves, and in order to be able to show up as whole in terms of being able to be a giver, but also being able to also be a receiver in a healthy kind of a balanced way, as opposed to the people pleasing or the one-sided perspective that they may hold with that Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. However, this connection seems like it is very romantic in nature. I am seeing that that is not something that's stopping this connection. This seems like a very potent connection, especially with the Two of Cups. This is definitely one that reflects something that can be of soulmate nature. Another message I'm getting with the twos in this reading, specifically with that Two of Swords, is that perhaps one person in this connection may compare themselves a lot to somebody else, and that could also be another factor that contributes to not being able to see clearly in this connection. Or it may be something that may perhaps bring about a little bit of a delay or a halt when it comes to, or a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to this connection. Okay, so that is the message I am getting for this reading, Cancer. So I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I'll speak to you in tomorrow's reading. Bye, Cancer.